I got started renovating homes back in 2000. Christian and I met up. We were quite young at the time and new to real estate, and I had purchased a home from Christian. I had renovated the home for my family, and we moved into it, and shortly thereafter, Christian visited my newly renovated home and asked me if I could further our relationship and do some homes for him. And that's how I got started. Well, I've been renovating homes for just about 23 years. I was a painter just prior to that. And then when my relationship began with Christian, these last 25 years I've been renovating quite a few homes for him. Over the last 23 years, I believe we've done about 3,500 homes with the Chase team. I like several things about working with Chase investors. Primarily, by the time that we are introduced, Christian has run him through and has virtually passed the educational curve on what rehabbing is all about. Christian has shown them what to expect, the hurdles that will have to be crossed, and basic timelines for the project. Usually, by the time I get to meet a new investor, their nerves are calmed, and my job is much easier. So I really enjoy that. Number two, the reason why I like working with Chase investors is Christian provides a process that we have the ability to lean on. We have the ability to reference it throughout the rehab process. And we have the ability to upload pictures to Workplace and talk about them in a community. The third thing that I like to work with Chase investors on is the basic community that we have, the camaraderie. It actually is fun rehabbing properties and watching them transform on a week-to-week basis. And that process is made easy by referencing Workplace and seeing the progress throughout the entire weeks that we're involved. So I enjoy the camaraderie and the conversation and the back and forth. And it's good to have people that are settled and grounded in the process that Christian provides. We will obtain the permits and take all of the inspections that are required. Not every single rehab, if they're light, needs a permit, but when they do, we are more than able to take care of this. Our team is licensed and bonded and insured, and we have a good relationships with the city and with the inspectors that we deal with. A lot of experience goes into this, and we have the connection that makes this easy for us. The general timeline for a project varies from 6 to 8 weeks. There are several projects that are easier in nature, and we can turn them around in 3 to 4 weeks, but a general rehab that's average and middle of the road takes 6 to 8 weeks in duration. The payment schedule is very easy. Upon closing of your property, we'll ask that you notify us that you are fully closed and that the property is yours. From there, we're going to secure the property with new locks and a lockbox so that both our crews and you, as the owner, can enter at any time. Right after you close, we're going to request that you call the utility companies, and we'll be able to take all of the appointments that you need. And then from there, once we have established the start time, which is immediate, we're going to request 50% down payment. This 50% goes solely for material purchases. We like to purchase all of our materials up front, at least a bulk of them, so that our guys are not constantly going to Home Depot and ruining the inertia of the project. From there, right around the 75% mark on the project, and this is usually the time when we're installing cabinetry or granite or possibly even the appliances, we're going to request a progress payment of 25%. And then from there, at the end of the rehab, we're going to request a 25% final payment. And that's how our payment schedule works. The point of contact throughout the project will be me. There are various ways that you can communicate. One of them is text messages or emails, but I prefer a phone call if you have the availability. Another form of communication that we highly depend on is workplace. Workplace is a tremendous vehicle for us to share pictures, both of the advancements of the project and some of the hurdles that we have to cross as well. Certainly, workplace is a good venue for Christian and Christy to be involved and to share their opinions and preferences on different subjects of the rehab. We're available all day and oftentimes into the evening, and certainly if there is an emergency as well. But for us, the main point of contact will be myself. Additional charges will be dealt with on an item-by-item basis. Certainly we have the ability to share pictures of items that are going to be additionally charged, and I like to communicate over the phone to share the intricacies or some of the managerial aspects that we have the ability to choose. Additions will be added via workplace and communicated to you, and then billed out on the very final invoice. We have proper insurance for anything that's needed on the job site. A lot of times when we are pulling permits, we have everything that is needed to meet the city standards and get us through any process that's needed, but we are fully insured. What I like most about renovating homes for Chase investors, I had mentioned previously, I do enjoy the camaraderie and working together with investors. I also love the gratification that we receive watching a property go from something that is not desirable to something that is very desirable. There's a gratification there that once it's in your blood, it's hard to get rid of it. So I certainly enjoy this process of working with Christians investors and seeing the property turn around and become a beautiful home for the next buyer. The number one recommendation that I have for new real estate investors is basically stick to the script. Christian has provided a process and has tailored it over the years that is fine-tuned and able to accommodate any property that passes through the process. When somebody, as it were, exits or drives off road, it's very difficult to at least enjoy the benefits of staying on script or staying on the path. Whether it's a new paint that you found on Pinterest or something interesting that your neighbor hasn't put in their kitchen, Christian has the process and the products that have proven over the years to be trendy and accommodating for our rehabs. So the number one recommendation that I have, stay on target, pay attention to the education that Christian has provided, stick to the script, and enjoy the benefits.